borrowed black, walking down a broken London street.
Imagine waking up one morning to discover the charity you founded in your mother's memory is now suing you for defamation. That's where Prince Harry finds himself today. And at the center of that fire stands one woman, Sophie Chandauka. Welcome. This is Majesty Sussex Report, and I'm Antonio. Thank you for spending some of your valuable time here with us. Don't go anywhere.
He was just a boy in borrowed black, walking down a broken London street, carrying a world he couldn't pack, searching for a place his grief could eat. Found it in the Lesotho sun, red dust on his teenage shoes, built a home from nothing but a mother's name and palace blues. But even in the highlands, castles cast a shadow long. Sometimes blood and titles are the ones.
So let's start with the facts on the table. On the 24th of March, 2026, Sentebale, the charity Harry co-founded in 2006 with Prince Cecil, filed a defamation claim in the High Court in London against Prince Harry and former trustee Mark Dreyer. According to court filings and Sentebale's own statement, the charity alleges that Harry and Dreyer have led a coordinated adverse media campaign since the 25th of March, 2025, the very date Harry and Prince Cecil and several trustees resigned, which it says caused operational disruption, reputational harm to the charity, its leadership, and its strategic partners. Sentebale's board says it has secured external funding for the lawsuit and that no charitable funds are being used for the case. Prince Harry and Dreyer response could not be clearer. In a joint statement, they categorically reject these offensive and damaging claims, call it extraordinary that charitable funds are now being used to pursue legal action against the very people who built and supported the organization for nearly 2 decades, rather than being directed to the communities the charity was created to serve. So, this is not a governance spat in a boardroom anymore. I think it stopped being that the minute Sophie Chandauka ran to the media. This is Sentebale's versus its own co-founder in open court over what he allegedly said after he left. Okay, so in the research that I've done, this is my understanding, right? If this is headed to trial in England anyways, this is my understanding of basic legal landscape in regards to defamation cases. So in the UK defamation law, the claimant, in this case, Sentebale, must show, 1, a defamatory statement was made about it. 2, that statement was published to a third party. 3, it caused or is likely to cause serious harm to its reputation. For a charity, that often means demonstrating harm to fundraising, to relationships with partners, or to public trust. Exactly the language Sentebale's board is using about operational disruption and damage two partnerships. Prince Harry and Dreyer, as defendants, have several potential defenses available under UK law. Truth. If what they said is substantially true, that's a complete defense. Honest opinion. If what they expressed was clearly opinion based on facts that were available at the time, and an honest person could have held that opinion, it may be protected as fair comment. Public interest. If they can show they reasonably believed publishing their concerns about charity governance was in the public interest, that's another shield. And here's a practical point. The more Sentebale argues that Prince Harry and Dreyer shaped media coverage, the more it opens the door to disclosing emails, WhatsApp chats, board meetings, and internal documents about how this governance disaster actually unfolded. Defamation cases cut both ways. You don't just put the speaker on trial, you often put the underlying story on trial too. So when Sentebale says this is about a coordinated adverse media campaign, what it's really doing is inviting the court to dissect 2 years of leaks, interviews, and board infighting under oath. Right? So in that case, like some may say, well, that is sort of the discovery period, right? And again, it would go both ways. So Prince Harry, Dreyer would have to disclose any sort of conversations they were having about the charity and what was happening in regards to Sophie Chandauka. Now let's go back in our history vault and follow one key thread. Sophie Chandauka. What do we know? Okay, factual. She joined Sentebale's board in 2008 and became chair of the charity in July 2023. During her tenure as chair, the charity's finances came under intense strain. A major fundraising deal collapsed in late 2024. Consultants and legal costs ballooned. Investigations based on Sentebale's account and internal letters report that between mid-2023 and late 2024, the charity spent over £427,000. Okay? So close to half $500,000 or more on consultants, including people and firms linked to Sophie Chandauka. According to former trustees and detailed timelines, after those costs and a failed fundraising deal, the board lost confidence in her leadership and asked her to resign as chair. She refused. Rather than walking away, she escalated the situation, launching legal actions to block her own removal and moving the conflict from the boardroom into the courts. So when they say who started this or who's made this all public, it wasn't Prince Harry, it wasn't Dreyer, it wasn't even the board of trustees. It was Sophie Chandauka who took this public with her actions. That is the turning point. From there on, you are no longer watching a governance disagreement. You're watching a slow motion institutional collapse. Okay, so now let's see. Once the board tried to push her out, Chandauka did not go quiet. She went public. Some may even say she went nuclear, right? So, Sky News, Trevor Phillips, on Sky News with Trevor Phillips in March 2025, she said she accused Prince Harry of harassment and bullying at scale. Her words, not mine. She accused Prince Harry of harassment and bullying at scale. Claimed she was being pushed out because she had raised concerns about poor governance, abuse of power, bullying, harassment, misogyny, and misogynoir. Now, are we projecting here? Framed herself as the whistleblower standing up to a toxic culture around the prince and the departed trustees. Now, remember what I said? She joined the board when? In 20 what? In 2008. So from 2008 until you became chair, there wasn't any toxic behavior. There wasn't any bullying, harassment. I'm just asking a question. She did this not once, that is, accusing Prince Harry and accusing the board of trustees, but she did it across multiple platforms to every microphone that would have her, as one analyst put it. Financial Times and toxic brand language. I didn't say it. In an interview with the Financial Times, reported by the BBC, she went further, described Harry's brand as toxic, suggested his association had become a fundraising liability, and that donors preferred a locally led model rather than a royal fronted charity. I didn't say it. Prince Harry didn't say it. She said it. Alleged Harry and Prince Ciso were trying to force a failure and then come to the rescue. I didn't say it. She said it. That they were trying to force a failure and then come to the rescue, implying they were sabotaging governance to regain control on their terms. I didn't say it. She said it. And then, on top of that, bring in the Duchess of Sussex, Meghan, into the frame. Then there is the now infamous polo moment. Really. At the Sentebale charity polo match in Florida, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, moved a trophy, right? As she was handing the trophy, there's actually video of this, people. There's video of this. She repositioned. She didn't drag her. Sophie Chandauka put herself there on stage in an awkward position And Meghan, being a gentle, nice person, offered her and said, "Hey, rather than you standing and looking awkward, would you like to come and just stand in the middle, in the center? So you are now the center. You be the focus, right?" So reposition Shanduka during the photo call. That clip went viral as an awkward Megan Polo moment because you can edit things to look a certain way, but anyone with, I'm not even going to say two brain cells left, maybe a quarter of a brain cell, you can obviously see what is happening. Now, Shanduka's version, right? This as told to People Magazine and others. After the event, Harry's team allegedly pressed her to issue a public statement defending Meghan to counter the online narrative. She refused, reportedly saying she would not allow Sentebale to become an extension of the Sussex PR machine. I mean, even the language that she's using. She says Harry then sent a sharp message demanding she explain herself, which she presents as the beginning of a bullying pattern. Really? Okay. All right. So if you can prove all of that in court, yeah, bring it on. By this point, her narrative is pretty clear, right? Harry is a bully. The Sussex brand is toxic. Meghan expects institutions to clean up viral PR messes. She, Sophie Chandauka, is the principled reformer standing up to all of it. Again, she's the Virginal Mary, La Madonna, right? Saint Sophie to the rescue. Then the regulator weighed in. The Charity Commission opened the case into Sentebale's governance and in August 2025 issued its findings. It said the internal dispute, including the public media war, had severely damaged the charity's reputation. It required Sentebale to implement a regulatory action plan, right, to have an understanding of clearer roles for patrons, robust whistleblowing, and dispute procedures, a trustee code of conduct. And crucially, it found no evidence of widespread or systemic bullying, harassment, misogyny, or misogynoir at Sentebale. Those were her headline allegations. Am I the only one here? Am I the only one thinking that this is just insanity? Am I the only one that is looking at this and going, "Hang on, it, we must have this backwards"? What do you mean, Sentebale Sophie Chandauka is suing Prince Harry for what? I mean, come on. So those were her headline allegations, the ones she took to Sky News, to FT, to anyone with a camera and a microphone. The regulator looked at them and essentially said, not proven. Now, I'm not, and I wasn't then, and I'm not now, content or happy with what the commissioner, the things that he needed to get into more that supposedly he didn't touch. So Harry's side welcomed that conclusion. Nothing, nothing. The commission had found no wrongdoing by him and calling the accusations against him unfounded. Now, at that moment, if you strip it down, the facts did not back the story she'd been telling about Harry and the board. The regulator said the problem was governance on all sides. Not a racist, not a misogynistic person. There's no cabal oppressing a reforming chair. Oh, she was, the heroine coming, entering the scene on a great white horse, and she was there to rescue the charity, and they were just oppressing her. Really? So this now brings us to where we are now. Okay? That is that is all documented. I mean, I I did my research, okay? So when your core allegations don't survive regulatory scrutiny, you have two choices. You either adjust to the findings or you change the accusation. As our friends at Feminegra Analysis points out, that's exactly what seems to have happened. Previously, Chandauka defended her position by leaning heavily on claims of bullying and harassment, misogyny, etc., etc. The commission doesn't uphold them. So now Sentebale's legal case pivots to a new theory, a long running, coordinated, adverse media campaign allegedly orchestrated by Prince Harry and Mark Dwyer since the day they resigned. I don't know about you, but the person who I saw on television, newscast, special program, newspapers, articles, magazines was Sophie Chandauka. That's who I saw. I didn't see Mark Dwyer. I didn't see Prince Harry. Prince Harry made specific statements when they were needed. That's it. So in Feminegra's words, no longer bullying. Now it is a coordinated media campaign. No longer governance. Now it is defamation. When you cannot win on the merits, you sue the messenger. Sentebale's statement is so broad, it almost turns every critical article about this mess into supposed evidence of Sussex command and control. So there's a Sussex command and control. Where is it located? Hmm? By that logic, as the article notes, every skeptical tweet, every YouTube breakdown, including this podcast, every newspaper questioning Sentebale's governance is not independent opinion, but a missile fired from Sussex Command. Sussex Command Center, this is Sussex Command Center. Do we have Sentebale in position? Really? These people, I mean, so legally, they will have to prove more than that. But strategically, this is a massive escalation, and it raises a question for all of us. If Prince Harry's presence was so toxic, how is his departure now the basis of a lawsuit claiming reputational damage? I mean, you can make this stuff up. Which orifice are you talking out from? The one behind you or the one in front of you? Which one? Because I'm telling you, this just sounds like a lot of crap. So you can guess which orifice I think you're talking from. Pardon the vulgarity. I mean, you can't make this up. You can't have it both ways. It's either one or the other. So let's lean in a little bit more. I mean, I'm sure we don't want to, but let's just do it. Let's lean in a little bit to Sophie Chandauka. All right. So refused to resign when the board lost confidence after major financial concerns, consultants, failed fundraising, missed account deadlines, launched legal action to stop the board removing her, went on a media bliss, Sky News with her friend, right? Financial Times, other outlets accusing Prince Harry of bullying and harassment, branding the Sussex brand as toxic, and painting herself as a whistleblower. Oh, baby Jesus. I mean, then she dragged Meghan into it, framing Harry's request for a clarifying statement about the viral polo clip as an attempt to hijack the charity for Sussex PR. I mean, let's pause there for a second, because let's think about it for a moment. Whether Prince Harry asked or he didn't, let's say he did, right? So here is a charity that I am co-founder of for my mom. I've been at this close to 2 decades since hence I was a teenager. I've done everything possible to keep the charity going, to make sure that the people that it's meant to help are getting the necessary help. Right? We have a person who has been on the board, now is chair. We're at the polo match fundraiser. There was no situation but the negative media, as we know, and the hundreds of thousands of accounts that day in and day out invent and say negative things about the Duke and the Duchess. There is this narrative that is going around about Meghan this, Meghan that, Meghan did this, Meghan did that. And it's a simple solution because she was there. So if he asked and he said, "Hey, Sophie," I mean, with his accent, "I'm sure you probably saw this nonsense that's going around. Can you just make a statement to just clarify this?" I mean, it's an easy thing to do. It's an easy thing to do. I mean, Gwyneth Paltrow did it, for heaven's sake. Right? And made it fun, actually. So, who the heck is Sophie Chandauka that if the founder, one of the co-founders of the charity, it's not asking you to lie. It's just asking you to, can you please clarify that there wasn't any tango dancing going on there? And she has the indignation. Indignación. Ay, no, no puedo, no puedo, I can't. No, oh, no, 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 I can't. My virginal ears and my virginal, I don't know why I'm doing that accent. I really don't. I don't know why. Sorry. But in her viewpoint, this was one of the most offensive things he could have asked her, if he did anyways, allegedly. Right? Sussex PR. So, saw the Charity Commission decline to support her bullying racism claims while criticizing everyone for the public row. Now presides over a charity that is suing its own co-founder for defamation, with litigation funded by unnamed external backers. I mean, people, come on. Am I the only one seeing this? Are we the only ones seeing this? Are we the only ones that have the blindfolds off, or is everyone else just kind of stupid or willfully stupid? So external backers at a time when Sentebale has already admitted financial strain and laid off most of its London staff. From the outside, this no longer looks like safeguarding the charity. It looks like a chair and a board doubling down, turning a governance crisis into a legal war. And come on, we can all say it together. The Australia trip has nothing to do with this, does it? Nothing at all. Nothing at all. Nothing to do with it. So enters onto the stage now another character of this story. So let's welcome David Ian Rawlinson. So turning to this character who keeps appearing at the edge of this story. I mean, he was just out there on that Sky News interview, propping her up. It almost looked like, I don't know, like he was there to make sure she said what she needed to say. If she didn't say it, she was going to be like, something would happen, right? So when did he enter Sentebale? The UK Charity Commission's register shows that David Ian Rawlinson, appointed as a trustee on the 25th of March 2025, alongside another new trustee, Balti Hansoti, just as Prince Ciso, and several long-standing trustees were stepping away. That was quick, wasn't it? News coverage at the time described him explicitly as a key ally of Prince who? What? Prince Dick? No. We call him William. Prince William. Willie. Oh, William is Dick also? Oh, I didn't know that. Or is it Richard? Is it Richard as Dick? Or is it William? I think it's Richard. Yeah. No, Willie is Willie. Richard is Dick. Okay. Yeah. Pardon me. Just having a conversation with my invisible twin. So, he's known as a key ally of Prince William, noting his long tenure at Tusk Trust, the conservation charity where he served as chair and senior board member while William was patron and the public face. So as Harry walks out, a man with deep William roots, right? William era conservation links walks in. How convenient. The optics write themselves. They really do. You don't need to shout hostile takeover, to see why people use that phrase. The co founder from one royal household is out, a seasoned fundraiser and lawyer from the other royal household, Orbit, is suddenly in the trustee room. I mean, this, you couldn't, like, can you picture it? I can picture it. I already see the scene. I already see the setup, movie of the week. It's just, it just writes itself. And this is what happens next, okay? Under the new governance, Sentebale announces it has shut its London office, shut it down, which had been costing around, according to them, $873,000 a year, and is pivoting away from Harry style high profile polo events towards a leaner model. What is that leaner model? Can someone tell me what it is? Taking leaner model for 200, leaner model for okay 100, okay 50, a dollar. No one knows. Yeah, I don't know either. So a New York Post, well, the New York Post write up, drawn on the 2024 accounts, says that the charity has dropped high cost polo matches from its core fundraising and drastically cut UK overheads. What a bunch of baloney. What a bunch of baloney. So you're going to cut the one thing that brings in money. Yes, it might be a high cost to produce, but it brings in money, makes money, profit. And the amount of marketing that the charity gets, you can't pay for that. You can't. I mean, I don't have a degree in marketing. I mean, I can sit down and I can ask a 2-year old and say, "Hey, what do you think? Which one do you think we should do?" And I mean, I don't understand what. Okay, I'm gonna just move on because my frustration is started to make me not make me not have words like my words in every language I can speak is like just evaporated out of my brain because this is so stupid. So stupid. So commentators connect those moves and Rawlinson's arrival to a broader de-Sussex sization. I can't even say the word. Like, you know how many times I practiced this and I still can't say it. De-Sussex sization. Listen, for a person who already has a speech impediment, oh my Jesus, why do I do this to myself? Like I'm, I'll put a word, and you can spell it, you can write it, it's fine. But then you go to pronounce it, and I can't, right? But I'll stupid me. I'll be like, I practice it and I get it right once, and I was like, "Oh, that's it. I got it right. I got it right. I know how to pronounce it now." I even have it like written down, like DE dash SUSSEX dash ISATION, so I can like pronounce it like that, and I still can't do it. Oh, baby Jesus. Okay, composure, Monsieur. Composure, please. You folks know what I mean, right? Like, they wanted to just get rid of anything sort of Sussex related or any sort of, the parfum de Sussex. Let's get rid of it, right? Oh man. So anything that was aligning with the Sussex brand or Sussex period, um, they wanted to get rid of it, right? So according to them, they wanted um, less drama. Yeah, low drama. Corporate donors than with the very s- with sort of less celebrity, or they wanted to have more of a I don't know. They wanted to have a like a donor base that was less celebrity focus. I mean, have they looked at Earthshot, like Willie's charity thing? Like, come on, come on. So they wanted it to be very independent, an independent brand away from Harry or Harry and Meghan, right? So that was what their I don't know, their objective was supposedly. So, look, in all seriousness, analysis of the 2024 accounts and governance changes note that the new structure includes remunerated leadership roles where trustees or senior figures are paid for their work, in contrast to the earlier, more classic volunteer trustee model. Interesting, right? So now the trustees are to be paid. Remember? Sophie Chandauka allegedly wanted a $300,000 annual salary for being the chair. While the detailed pay line items are rolled up in the accounts, critics have highlighted that as Sentebale was laying off most of its London staff and missing its accounts deadline, consultants, lawyers, and senior office holders were still being paid, intensifying the question: who exactly is the charity now serving? Who's it serving? This is where William's camp, this sort of framing, lands. No regulator has said this is a palace engineered takeover. But, it's a big but, the sequence is undeniable. Harry and Cecil resign in protest. The chair they opposed stays. A William linked operator with a long Tusk development history appears on the trustee list. The charity starts dismantling the Harry era fundraising machinery, and within a year is using outside money to sue Harry and Mark Dreyer for defamation. At minimum, you can say this, okay? At minimum, whatever Sentebale is becoming now, it is no longer Harry's charity, and it is being steered by people much closer to Prince William's professional world than to the man who started this. Oh man, that just hit me. Okay. Who founded this in the memory of his mother. In the memory of his mother. What is wrong with William? What is wrong with him? What dark soul lies in that? Gosh, go to therapy, man. Go to therapy.
He was just a boy in borrowed black, walking down a broken London street, carrying a world he couldn't pack, searching for a place his grief could eat. Found it in the Lesotho sun, red dust on his teenage shoes. Built a home from nothing but a mother's name and palace blues. But even in the highlands, castles cast a shadow long. Sometimes blood and titles are the ones that do you wrong. Now there's fire in the boardroom, lawyers in the hall, a charity on life support. They swear it's Harry's fault, but I see 20 years of footsteps burned in someone else's game as they dance around the funeral pyre of a boy in Diana's name. Ashes of Sentebale blown across the royal rail. He lit it up for children's hearts. They're using it to tip the scale. She came dressed in corporate light, buzzwords stitched along her sleeve, talking governance and optics while the staff prepared to leave. 500,000 ghosts in ink, consultants cashing every call, kids in Maseru waiting for a promise hanging on the wall. She called his love for them toxic, said his name was just a brand, but the photos show a younger man holding tiny outstretched hands. You can't sign away a patron, you can't spin another tale, but you can't buy redemption with a written chunk of sale. Now there's fire in the boardroom, lawyers in the hall, a second father on a chemo drip written in the claim as well. They say it's just reputation, just a coordinated campaign, but I see two men who built this thing thrown out into the rain. Ashes of Sentebale scattered over court and crown. He raised it up for orphans' hopes. They're using it to drag him down. Somewhere in a quiet room, two brothers face different walls. One hears trumpets, duties drum. One hears his mother call. Did a message cross Kensington? Did a whisper cross that line? When a William man took Harry's chair and signed on the dotted line. You can almost hear Diana say, "Not like this, my boys, not this." this way. But the briefings fly, the papers roar, and the kids go without medication. Like before, she played the race card, played the saint, played the whistleblower's crown. But the watchdog read the evidence and said all sides, let this burn down. No proof in all the poison she spilled on the evening news. Yet the house she claims she's saving wears her fingerprints as bruises. 'Cause every pound for lawyers is a meal that won't be bought, and every slick denial is a classroom left to rot. There's fire where the laughter was, smoke where children used to sing. A Lesotho sky grows darker for the sake of hurting him. They say it's just about a statement, just to tarnish royal name. But you don't sue your own foundation if you play in the same game. Ashes of Sentebale drifting through a brother's feud. He gave his youth to plant that tree, the selling off the roots for fuel. Ashes of Sentebale carried on his mother's wind. And somewhere there's that ginger boy who'd do it all again. He has the heart of his mother. He would do it all again. The good King Harry, the good King Harry.
Now, I want to talk about the other person, Mark Dwyer, the man Harry calls a second father. Man, why is this stuff hitting me right now? Whew. Man. So, if you want to understand how personal this lawsuit is, you have to understand who Mark Dwyer is to Harry. Dwyer is a former Welsh Guard officer who became a mentor, guardian, and de facto second father to Harry after his mother's death. Whew, give me a second. Sorry about that, folks. Sorry, I just needed to take a 2-minute break there and just get some water. I'm so sorry about that. What was I saying? Yes, he became the de facto second father to Prince Harry after his mom's death, Princess Diana. He chaperoned him on early overseas trips, helped guide him through military training, and was one of the stabilizing adults in Harry's life when the tabloids were at their most vicious, while his own father was selling him off, while his own father was allowing that horse, sorry, I got confused, his wife, to treat Harry the way she was treating him and to just feed him to the wolves, the tigers, the piranhas, to all of them. Harry has spoken of him in deeply personal terms as someone who stood by him in his wild years, in his army life, and in the early days of Sentebale, including those first visits to Lesotho when the charity was just an idea and a promise. And in the background, there is another battle. Why am I getting emotional again? In recent years, Mark Dyer has been fighting cancer. Reports from 2021 onwards talk about Harry visiting him during treatment and staying close to his family as he went through surgery and recovery. I'm sorry, I need to take a break. Thank you, folks, for your patience. I appreciate that. Once again, sorry about that. I am just, you know, when you deal with things, I think that are, you feel close to home, it starts to affect you a certain way. And thinking also about how much this couple, how much they've they've had to battle for their love. All of this because they fell in love and wanted to just live their life. All of this because of some effing. Okay, let me just stick to what I want to say. So Mark Dwyer has been fighting cancer, and Harry has been by his side, by his family's side, through surgery and recovery. So Sentebale is not just suing a prince; it is suing the co-founder who built its reputation and the mentor who walked beside him through grief, service, and the creation of the charity. A man who has been literally fighting for his life against cancer while this legal barrage is being prepared. When the right accuses Harry and Dwyer of orchestrating a coordinated adverse media campaign, it's not just attacking two PR mouthpieces, supposedly. It's attacking the very duo who spent years fundraising, fronting polo matches, and quietly securing the money that kept Sentebale afloat. From the outside, it looks like this: a chair and a rebuilt board having survived governance revolt and a regulator's rebuke now seek to salvage their own reputations by turning the founders into defendants. One a prince, the other a man the prince calls a second father, who has had to fight cancer at the same time as this new fight is about to loom. And that is why here at Majesty Sussex Report, we keep coming back to the same question. For a charity that says it wants to protect its mission, how many bridges to its own past can it burn before there is nothing left but the shell and a stack of legal bills where Sentebale used to be? So, where does all of this leave us as Sussex supporters who try to be factual? We know three things that are not in dispute. One, Prince Harry and Mark Dwyer built Sentebale, gave it nearly 2 decades, and injected it with their own fundraising, their own reputational capital, even proceeds from Prince Harry's memoir. Two, the Charity Commission has already said the governance fell short on all sides. but it did not confirm Chandauka's most explosive claims about bullying, misogyny, and racism. 3. Sentebale, under her watch, has moved from board infighting to staff layoffs, a missed account deadline, and now a defamation lawsuit against its own co founder, while insisting this somehow protects its reputation. Hmm. This is what Feminegra captures as the bleak irony. The bleak irony of the moment. Chandauka once argued that Prince Harry's association was bad for fundraising. Now, Sentebale claims the fallout from his leaving is what's hurting the charity. If Harry was such a liability, my dear, why is his departure being treated as an injury, not a cure? If his brand was so toxic, why was the charity so fragile without him? Those are questions the court may eventually have to peer through, document by document, email by email. For now, the story we can tell factually and without fan fiction is this: a co founder walked away in good conscience from a charity he felt he could no longer trust. The chair, who would not step aside, took her crusade to the cameras and microphones. The regulator did not endorse her version of events. And now, in a move that tells us more about Sentebale's crisis than about Harry's character, the charity has chosen to aim its legal guns not at poverty, not at HIV stigma, not at structural injustice in certain Africa, but at the man who helped create it. I mean, here at Majesty Sussex Report, we'll keep watching the filings, not the spin. Because whatever side people take, one thing is certain: the children of Lesotho and Botswana did not ask to be dragged into this drama. And every pound spent on lawyers rather than on them tells you where the real reputational damage is being done. And that is where I should end it. And I'm going to say something here, and I hope I don't offend people. But you know what really makes me mad? What really makes me mad? This woman from the continent is neglecting the people who this charity is supposed to service. This woman, an African woman, has inflicted more harm on these young people, on these children. And all for what? All for what? Ego? For what? The ignorance, the lack of empathy. I mean, I have some other things I would like to say, but I'm not going to because, I mean, it makes me so angry. She can look at those children in the eyes and justify what she's doing. Justify what she's doing. Well, this was a long one. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope that if there's stuff you didn't know that you've learned, and if anything else, it reinforces um, what we already know and what we know to be factual. Thank you so very much for spending time here. Thank you for watching, listening. Um, Karma. And the truth is important, okay? And there is a God. There is a God. I know that for sure. If you are new around here, do subscribe. It'll be great. Thank you. And for the best subscribers in the world, thank you for consistently being here and supporting me, supporting the channel. And to my wonderful, extraordinary royal court, there is no other court like you. Thank you very much for going the extra mile and supporting the channel. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. All right, my beautiful friends, I love you all. Take care and God bless until we speak again. Mwah. And I almost forgot. I'm leaving you with Gemma from Her Best Life. She spoke with Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and I want to leave you folks with some uplifting stuff, okay? All right, ciao.
I've literally just got off a Zoom with Meghan, and I, first of all, I had loads of kookaburras were going in the background. Like, I've got wet hair because I just got out of the shower. It couldn't have been any more kind of real, and she was just so divine, so beautiful. I just immediately loved chatting to her. She was just amazing, and I just adore her already, and I'm so excited for those in our community that are joining us next weekend to have the opportunity to experience how brilliant she is as well. And I know she's really looking forward to it, and she can't wait to be in a room with our community and great women. And she was like, let's just have real chat, let's just woman to woman, let's just go for it. And I just have to say, I'm already like her biggest fan. So I can't wait to see those who are coming. Thank you so much for all the support. I have had a bit of retreating, I guess I'd say, the last few weeks whilst I processed a few personal things which I have shared previously, and I am feeling a little bit more like myself, and I'm starting to really get excited about being with this amazing group of women next weekend, and I can't wait to see you all there.
He was just a boy in borrowed black, walking down a broken London street, carrying a world he couldn't pack, searching for a place his grief could eat. Found it in the Lesotho sun, red dust on his teenage shoes. Built a home from nothing but a mother's name and palace blues. But even in the highlands, castles cast a shadow long. Sometimes blood and titles are the ones that do you wrong. Now there's fire in the boardroom, lawyers in the hall, a charity on life support. They swear it's Harry's fault. But I see 20 years of footsteps burned in someone else's game as they dance around the funeral pyre of a boy and Diana's name.
Ashes of Sentebale
Blown across the royal rail.
He lit it up for children's hearts.
They're using it to tip the scales. She came dressed in corporate light, buzzwords stitched along her sleeve, talking governance and optics, while the staff prepared to leave. 500,000 ghosts in ink, consultants cashing every call, kids in misery waiting for a promise hanging on the wall. She called his love for them toxic, said his name was just a brand. But the photos show a younger man holding tiny outstretched hands. You can sign away a patron, you can spin another tale, but you can't buy redemption with a writ and junk bond sale.
Now there's fire in the boardroom, lawyers in the hall.
A second father on a chemo drip written in the claim as well.
They say it's just reputation,
just a coordinated campaign.
but I see two men
who built this thing thrown out into the rain.
ashes of Sentebale.
Scattered over court and crown.
He raised it up for orphans' hopes.
They're using it to drag him down. Somewhere in a quiet room, two brothers face different walls. One hears trumpets, duty's drum. One hears his mother call. Did a message cross Kensington? Did a whisper cross that line? When a William man took Harry's chair and signed on the dotted line. You can almost hear Diana say, "Not like this, my boys, not this way." But the briefings fly, the papers roar, and the kids go without medication, like before. She played the race card, played the saint, played the whistleblower's crown. But the watchdog read the evidence and said, "All sides, let this burn down." No proof in all the poison she spilled on the evening news. Yet the house she claims she's saving wears her fingerprints as bruises. 'Cause every pound for lawyers is a meal that won't be bought, and every slick denial is a classroom left to rot. There's fire where the laughter was, smoke where children used to sing. A Lesotho sky grows darker for the sake of hurting him. They say it's just about a statement, just a tarnished royal name, but you don't sue your own foundation if you're playing the same game.
Ashes of Sentebale.
Drifting through a brother's feud,
He gave his youth to plant that tree.
they're selling off the roots for fuel.
Ashes of Sentebale,
Carried on his mother's wind.
and somewhere there's that ginger boy who'd do it all again.
He has the heart of his mother. He would do it all again. The good King Harry.
The good King Harry.